Next, we are going to talk about Ariana Madix.
Yeah.
Her recent reflections on the aftermath of Scandival and what her new beginnings look like. She recently opened up about deciding to return to Vanderpump Rules for season 11 after that whole thing erupted.
Right, back in March 2023, that cheating scandal. Huge.
Totally. And Ariana was incredibly candid, admitted she absolutely had to return, said she was definitely not in a position where I could say no to work.
Ariana revealed that the reality of what she went through was, and this is her quote, much, much darker than any headlines suggested.
Wow.
And this was tangled up with her financial struggles, especially, the mortgage on the house she still shares with Com Sandoval.
Oh, yeah, that house.
She found it incredibly frustrating, she said, to be portrayed on the show as like a squatter.
Right.
When really she felt trapped in this like profoundly painful and financially tricky spot.
Yeah.
Her needing to work wasn't just career, it was survival, basically. Stability.
And here's where her perspective gets really interesting. Her feelings of redemption after the season 11 finale. You remember the cast really called her out for refusing to film with Sandoval in those last moments.
Oh, yeah. That was intense.
Well, Ariana felt like she proved the whole point by how they reacted. She actually said, this whole thing is fake.
Whoa. Bold statement.
Yeah. It was a powerful moment, kind of underscored that tension between, real emotion and maybe manufactured drama. She also said showing her genuine reaction to the betrayal and feeling like the cast didn't support her, watching that back was really emotional for her.
And speaking of the house with Sandoval, it's worth noting it's still not on the market. And Ariana's stance here, it illustrates a more pragmatic long-term strategy, not just rushing out. She wants things worked out the way they should, and honestly, it's a smart financial move.
How so?
Well, the longer she holds on to her half, the more equity she builds. So this prolonged shared ownership, despite being awful personally probably, becomes an investment.
Huh, okay. Makes sense. Now, beyond Vanderpump Rules, her other Bravo connections are interesting, too. She said she didn't watch The Valley.
Or anything on Bravo, she
Yeah.
said.
Right, and would never do a cameo on The Valley. But she is still close with some people, specifically named Janet Caperna, Kristen Doubt, and Jasmine Good as her closest allies. Especially tight with Janet and Jason Caperna as a couple. Mentioned a trip to Scotland they all took.
And her insights into Jax Taylor's treatment of Brittany Cartwright on The Valley, pretty telling. She called what she knew of it horrible.
And Jax himself apparently called his own behavior abusive.
Right. And Ariana said she was really proud of Brittany for finding her voice, standing up for herself.
Good for Brittany.
She also touched on James Kennedy's domestic violence arrest, called it awful.
Hmm.
But then also pride in Ali Luber for thriving now, being in a better place. It really illuminates that support system they can have away from the show storylines.
Definitely. And to wrap up on Ariana, she gave an update on the sandwich shop with Katie Maloney.
Something about her.
Yeah. Acknowledges the challenges, opening any restaurant, it comes with a whole set of things that make it hard.
For sure. It's tough.
But she really emphasized their shared vision and their love for their staff, which kind of depicts their commitment. It's more than just a Bravo thing for them.
Indeed.